So if you're a woman in your 50s and you're just now starting to take your finances seriously, this video is for you. I'm going to show you how to go from $0 invested at the age of 50 to $500,000 invested by the time you're 65. So many women in their 50s think that it's too late and there's no point in saving for retirement, but that could not be farther from the truth. First thing we're going to do, we're going to go to Fidelity and we're going to open an account. Fidelity, this isn't sponsored. Fidelity is just my favorite because they have really low fees, great investment options, great customer service. Okay, then we're going to go over to retirement IRAs and click open an account. And if I made under $153,000 as a single person, I would open up a Roth IRA because the money goes in post-tax and it grows tax-free, which is really cool. If you make more than that as a single person, that's okay. You can go to a traditional IRA. Either way, you're gonna save money on taxes. After you do that, it's gonna ask you some really basic questions and then you're gonna connect your bank account to your new brokerage account. But then we have to go buy investment. This is a step that like so many people skip. They think that when they put money in a Roth IRA that means it's invested, but that's not true. It's just your cash is going into the Roth IRA. We have to then go pick investments and buy investments. One of my favorite investments is called FXAIX, and this is just Fidelity's S&P 500 index fund. The reason that I think it's a great one for starters, for beginners, is because pretty much everyone is going to have some type of S&P 500 index fund in their portfolio. So if you're starting from zero, this is like really foundational to your portfolio. When I say S&P 500, that's just a really fancy way of saying that this index fund has about 500 of the largest companies in the US inside of it. You can see some of them here. And honestly, it's really hard to beat the S&P 500. And while this won't be the only investment in your portfolio, it's probably going to be one of the foundational ones in your portfolio, this or another type of S&P 500 index fund. To buy something like this, you'll click transact at the bottom of your screen. You're going to click automate and then you're going to click create a recurring investment. This is so we make sure we're paying ourselves every single month, okay? And then you'll get here where at the top you'll select mutual funds, you'll click the account that you just opened, your Roth IRA, and then that's where you'll add in FXAIX, and then you'll select the frequency in which you want to invest in that. In the Roth IRA, you can only contribute $8,600 a year to that if you're over the age of 50. So the first automation would be putting about $716 a month into that Roth IRA to max it out in 12 months. But if we want to get to at least $500,000 by the time we are 65 years old, we're actually going to have to invest closer to $1,500 a month. So if we're doing about $720 a month in a Roth IRA, then we still have $780 a month to put somewhere else. Where you would put that money depends on what types of accounts you have available. You could just up your 401k contributions if you have that. But if you don't have an employer account, you can always just use a taxable brokerage account where you would follow the same steps in this video. It's just you would select a taxable brokerage when you select the account. Don't let the fact that you haven't started yet prevent you from getting started. 15 years is still a lot of time to start growing some wealth so you have a more comfortable future. I know this stuff can get really overwhelming and confusing, so if you want a little bit of help, you can come to my free live investing class. Just comment training and I'll send you details. Okay, good job.